In this lesson, we will learn how to evaluate expressions with fractional exponents such as the one shown here. Now to set up this lesson, let's simplify the following expression. First, let's examine the cube root of x here. In an earlier lesson, we learned that we can take roots and rewrite them as powers. So if we apply the rule here, we can rewrite the cube root of x as x to the power of 1/3. At this point, we have a power of a power, so we can apply the power of a power law that tells us we can multiply the two exponents as follows. From here, we can multiply 1/3 by 5 to get 5/3 as the exponent. So from these calculations, we can conclude that the cube root of x all to the power of 5 is equal to x to the power of 5/3. Now let's take this expression and find an equivalent expression. To do so, first notice that we can apply the following rule to rewrite the fourth root of y to the power of 7 as y to the power of 7 all to the power of 1/4. From here we have a power of a power, so we can apply the power of a power law and multiply the two exponents as follows. At this point, when we multiply 7 by 1/4, we get 7/4 as the exponent. So from this we can conclude that the fourth root of y to the power of 7 is equal to y to the power of 7/4. We can now take these results and generalize them in two ways. We can say that x to the power of a over b is equal to the bth root of x to the power of a, and we can say that x to the power of a over b is equal to the bth root of x all to the power of a. Notice that in both cases here, the denominator b represents the root of the equivalent expression, and the numerator a represents the exponent. Now we can use either of these rules to evaluate expressions with fractional exponents, but you will typically find the second rule easier to use. For example, if we use the top rule to evaluate 32 to the power of 3/5, we can first rewrite the expression as follows. At this point, we must evaluate 32 to the power of 3 before we find the fifth root of the result. As you can imagine, this would take far too long to calculate. Conversely, if we use the second rule, we can rewrite the expression as follows. From here, we can see that the fifth root of 32 equals 2, and then when we evaluate 2 to the power of 3, we get 8. So 32 to the power of 3/5 is equal to 8. Let's try another one. To evaluate this, we can apply the following rule to rewrite the expression as follows. Now the fourth root of 81 equals 3, so we now have 3 cubed, which equals 27. So 81 to the power of 3/4 is equal to 27. Alright, one last example. Using the same rule, we can rewrite the expression this way. Now the cube root of 1000 equals 10, and 10 to the power of 7 equals 10 million. So 1000 to the power of 7/3 is equal to 10 million. Alright, let's summarize. In this lesson, we learned two similar ways to evaluate expressions with fractional exponents.